And News Nation's Libby Dean live at the White House tonight. Libby, let's start with you. What's the latest?
Quite a few developments, Natasha. We're learning that Ukrainian President Zelenskyy, he's now on the ground in our nation's capital ahead of this high-stakes meeting. And President Trump himself noting on social media moments ago that tomorrow is a, quote, big day here at the White House. Also posting a message meant for Zelenskyy on social media stating the Ukrainian leader can, quote, end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to, or he can continue to fight. Now, the president also going on and doubling down, saying Ukraine will not be getting Crimea back and will not be joining NATO.
Tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
Round two for Ukrainian President Zelenskyy, who returns to the White House Monday, meeting with President Trump after he first met with Russia's President Putin Friday. Zelensky's hoping it's not another shouting match on Monday.
Що стосується Білого дому, я налаштований дуже продуктивно.
While Zelenskyy is pledging progress, Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff touting epic progress behind closed doors during Friday's meeting with Putin.
And I thought that we had some measure of success, but this was epic. He understands that it is for the Ukrainians to decide how they might land swap, how they might make a deal with the Russians on different territories there. But that's why Zelenskyy and the Europeans are coming to the White House on Monday to make those decisions.
European leaders expected to arrive in force tomorrow here at the White House, showing strong support for Ukraine, especially on the question of long-term security guarantees, something Trump special envoy Steve Witkoff says is now firmly on the table following Friday's summit with the Russians. We're also learning more about who will be inside the room, inside the Oval Office, for Monday's high-stakes bilateral meeting. It's going to be, of course, Zelenskyy and President Trump, but we're also learning Vice President J.D. Vance. He's expected to attend that, according to sources. And it's also likely that we see Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and Secretary of State Marco Rubio in the room there as well. Of course, they were there for Putin's meeting with President Trump on Friday. Now, following this meeting in the Oval Office, this bilateral meeting, we're also expecting this expanded meeting with European leaders to take place as well. But the development here being President Zelenskyy now on the ground in our nation's capital, Natasha.
And just hours away from this very high-stakes meeting. Libby Dean in Washington with that. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.